Hi there, it's Linda here. Thanks for joining me today as I have fun making 5 Christmas cards using this fabulous new Kaisercraft Peace and Joy paper pad. It's a 6.5 by 6.5 inch paper pad, and as you can see, the quality of the papers are just gorgeous. There's beautiful shiny highlights and sparkly highlights throughout the pad. Some gold foil on these trees here. It's really just so beautiful. Love the wood grain, love the little berries with the shine, and there's lots of tags and wreaths and beautiful little details like that that you can just make as many cards. You could make 15 or 20 cards easily using just this paper pad. So today I'm just getting you started and we're going to make 5. So most of the cards use just the paper pad. For this one I have grabbed a bit of scrap cardstock, and that's what you see me sticking down here. I think it's an old Stampin' Up colour from long time ago. So just sticking that down first on my card base, and then adding this beautiful spotted shiny red dotted polka dot pattern, which I'm always a big fan of the polka dots, so love it. And then there's the gorgeous sheet with the 4 wreaths on it, and I've chosen which one I'm going to use on this card. And then it's a matter of fussy cutting it out, just a little pair of scissors, turning the paper back and forth as you go, and it doesn't take you too long at all to cut this one out. And then you do the same to the center of the wreath, and that's where you can put your sentiment, which of course again comes from the paper pad. So there's this gorgeous page in there with all these beautiful little sentiments. I'm carefully cutting my way into the one I want. That's the red one there. It just fits nicely in the center of my wreath. And I don't want to just cut randomly, because I do want to use those other sentiment pieces later. So it's going to sit in there nicely like that. Just grab some liquid adhesive and pop it in. You could use foam tape, you could pop it up with foam tape, but I decided I'd adhere these two together and then I'd add some craft foam to the back of the whole wreath piece. So I love these little sheets too that have got all the little border details. This is a gorgeous little wood grain scalloped border that I'm going to add along the bottom. So here I'm just adding the craft foam onto the back of the wreath, and then I'll be able to start adhering all my bits and pieces together. Having a bit of trouble today with my tape runner. He wasn't behaving, wasn't playing nicely, I tell you. So getting that polka dot piece down first, working out where everything will go, trimming off the bits we don't need, and then adhering everything together. These cards did not take me long at all. With those pieces that you get in the pad, it's so easy. Everything just pretty much falls together. They all coordinate so nicely, and I like to just pop up the little scallops there with my fingernails just for a little bit of added dimension. Popping the wreath down there in the center at the top and adding a sweet little hemp twine bow there and a little string to hang the wreath, some Nuvo gold dots in the center, and my first card is finished. Look at that sweet dimension and the shine from the dots, just beautiful. You could easily make a nice little production line of cards using this paper pad, and you'd be able to get probably 5 to 10 made each couple of days. So on to card number 2. How easy. I just grabbed this piece and decided that's going to be my whole card front right there. I'll save that other little bird for another card. So adding, what is this bird called? Someone help me please. No, can't think of it. Whatever it's called, this beautiful red Christmas bird. He's looking very stately there on the card front. I've added a couple of tags with my sentiment, and then the beautiful glossy accents for the berries, of course, once that's dry. Some red and white twine. Victoria Spencer, I think it was from Spotlight stores here in Queensland, Australia. And just adhering that with some liquid adhesive. I put a little bit of liquid adhesive under that side arm of the bow as well, just so it stays where I want it to stay. It doesn't have a mind of its own. I'm like that sometimes. A few extra little gold dots and my second card is finished. On to card number 3, and this is using the other bird. I think this is a robin. Yes, a red robin, red breast up in the top corner of that piece. So I've fussy cut that. I'm using the red and white stripe on my card front. I've picked all my little sentiment pieces, but first of all, some foam tape on the back of the robin piece, adhering that up in the top right corner, and then using that sweet little poinsettia bracket detail along the bottom, and then I can trim off the excess once I've got it centered. And I'm putting those 2 little sentiment strips along the side there, just at an angle. Christmas blessings for you this Christmas. Angling them, and I'll just cut them off on the side there, making sure that I've left enough room for cutting, and off goes the excess bits. And then all I needed then was some of the sweet little Kaisercraft rhinestones. Do you still have those in your stash? I've had them for 10 years, long while now. Still got a lot of them, still love them. Putting a few little clusters of those around my card just to finish it off. Bit of dimension down there for the bracket, and that's the next card. All done. Now we're moving on to card number 4. We're nearly there, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm using this sweet wood grain sentiment. Oh no, this one is the wreath, sorry, the wood grain's next. So the joy inside the wreath, and I'm going to mat it with this sweet red watercoloured effect paper and use that sweet wood grain. I'm a big fan of wood grain, always love good wood grain pattern. So here's my dodgy tape runner. I do love that tape runner. It has been awesome, but today, not good. And then I sort of sorted out the spooling problem it was having, and it behaved itself then, so this is all good. Just adding this triple on the bottom. It's got heaps of little patterns and sentiments on it. Makes a nice little border along the bottom. Adding little berry scalloped piece above that. This gives you a lovely effect, all these different patterns. You've got little Christmas lights, and you've got holly and pine cones, and such fabulous Christmas patterns in this paper pad. I just fell in love with them. Right, and then I'm going to fussy cut this little sprig of holly here, and I'll put that up in the corner of my joy wreath, and that will be the finishing touch for this 4th card. So as you can see, not too difficult. You can add all sorts of sweet little details just with a bit of fussy cutting. Maybe a bit of twine that you've got in your stash, a few little rhinestones, a bit of glossy accents on the berries there on the wreath, and you've got a very sweet little card. Using this watercoloured splotchy piece, again you get 2 of each. So using another one of those for the background on this card, and you're only going to see the very edge of that. So I could have actually cut the centre out of it. I have done that over the years too, to save paper. Cut the centrepiece out and put it away for something else, but this little gingerbread man piece, oh, it's so gorgeous. Shiny little gingerbread man and shiny little sugar cookies. It really is a special one. So adding that down on top of my red card front, so you've got the nice little mat around the outside, the merry and bright wreath on the wood grain, fussy cut a couple of a gingerbread man, 2 ornaments, and one of the sugar cookies, and that's the 5th card. And here they all are. I hope you've enjoyed watching me today using this beautiful paper pad. Thanks for watching, liking and subscribing. We'll see you again soon.